Announcer microphone test 1, announcer microphone test 1.
An attackman from Lamont, Illinois, Danny Boyle. Number 12, Brandon Pearl. Brandon is accompanied by his parents, Patty and Jason Pearl. He is a marketing major and shares the single game record for caused turnovers. Following graduation, he will return to his home state of Washington to begin his career as a marketing professional with Wellhaven Pet Health. A defender from Vancouver, Washington, Brandon Pearl. Number 24, Tanner James. Tanner is accompanied by his parents, Rhonda and Augie James, along with his sister, Chelsea. He is a political science major, and following graduation, Tanner will attend law school. He is the career leader in goals and holds the single-season goals and single-game shot attempts records. An attackman from Gurnee, Illinois, Tanner James. Number 43, Dylan Cost. Dylan is accompanied by his parents, Lisa and Mike. He is a psychology major with a minor in criminal justice. He is the program's leader in career saves, single-season save percentage, single-season goals against average, and single-game saves. Following graduation, Dylan will pursue a career in law enforcement. A goalkeeper from Barrington, Illinois, Dylan Cost. This year's senior class would like to thank their families, friends, coaches, and teammates for their support of them throughout their careers. North Central College congratulates all of its senior student athletes and wishes them the very best in their future endeavors. Introducing today's starting lineups. First for the Blue Jays. Number 1, Andrew Lentz. Number 2, Mac Harden. Number 6, Marcus Yandel. Number 9, Quinn Stokes. Number 10, Trent Nyberg. Number 11, Ty Funderburk. Number 12, Carter Meyer. Number 20, Noah Monahan. Number 31, Eric Langston. And in goal, number 42, Noah Backoffen. Elmhurst head coach is Mark Morrill. He's assisted by Garrett Rosick and Nick Bonastia. And now the starting lineups for your North Central College Cardinals. Number 2, Noah Perrell. Number 5, Sean Tamanari. Number 6, Stephen Foe. Number 7, Danny Boyle. Number 9, John Fitzgerald. Number 12, Brandon Pearl. Number 18, Jared Weaver. Number 24, Tanner James. Number 34, Kashmir Blonzinski. And in goal for the Cardinals, number 43, Dylan Cost. The head coach of the Cardinals is Jay Farrell. He is assisted by Blake Keenan and Trevor McNamara. The NCAA, North Central College, and the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, spectators, or team representatives, as well as public intoxication and consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products are grounds for removal from the stadium and other disciplinary actions. Fans of this town, we please ask that you rise and face the flag at the south end of the field as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
Welcome into the final home game of 2019 for the men's lacrosse team. Cardinals entering this matchup 8-3, Elmhurst 7-5, and this is a very important conference matchup. Cardinals 1-2 in the CCIW. The Blue Jays sitting at 2-1. The Cardinals dropping a heartbreaker to Augustana just a few nights ago. That was a 9-7 score in which the Cardinals actually trailed for most of the game, tied it up at 7 in the fourth quarter, only to give up 2 goals to end it. So this one really being stressed by North Central as they try to push for the postseason. And similar to that Augustana game, this one has a similar feeling to it, considering the fact that North Central has never beaten Elmhurst, with this being the third meeting between the two schools. One of the clocks on the south end of the football field is malfunctioning, so that is what is currently holding up the start of this contest. Looks like the power has been shut off. They're trying to boot it back up. Let's run down some of the starters for both of these teams, starting with the visiting Blue Jays. Andrew Lentz, a midfielder. Mac Harden, an attacker. Marcus Yandel, another midfielder, 1, 2, and 6. Number 9, Quinn Stokes, a defenseman, alongside Trent Nyberg, number 10. Ty Funderburk is an attacker, number 11. Carter Meyer is number 12, a midfielder. Number 20, Noah Monahan, a defender. Eric Langston, a defenseman, number 31. And Noah Backofen is the goalkeeper, number 42, a senior. So experience in net for the Blue Jays. As it looks like the officials will scrap that clock on the left side of our field and keep track manually, and we're underway. You're watching men's lacrosse here at North Central College inside Benedetti Worley Stadium on a gorgeous afternoon on NCTV 17. It is still quite windy here in Naperville, but the temperature much warmer than yesterday, particularly in the sun. And I can imagine these athletes are going to appreciate that wind the longer this game goes on, with that sun beating down and it being 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Cardinals with it on offense, and that's Tanner James, a senior. Possessing, now sizing up his defender, shakes inside, now back outside. Goes behind the net, and his pass is errant, and out of play it goes. Cardinals enjoying a very strong season, 8-3 overall. But that loss to Augustana could loom pretty large. Trying to make sure that doesn't come back to bite them coming the end of the season with a win today. Of course, the Blue Jays want to maintain their status. Right now, they're the second best team in the conference, tied alongside Augustana at 2-1, although the Blue Jays with a better overall mark at 7-5. Meanwhile, Illinois Wesleyan is running away with this thing, 4-0 in the conference and 12-1 overall. Now, if you remember, about a few weeks ago, the Titans came in here to Benedetti Worley Stadium, took on the Cardinals, and North Central stuck it to them early, taking a 3-2 lead. But from there on out, it was all Titans who ended up winning 12-4. Coming around the bend and passing behind the net. With it now is Yandel. He passes up top, trying to shake free, and no go there for Dan O'Connell, and the Cardinals get it. Dylan Koss gives off to Sean Tamanari. And the goal vacant as Koss faded near side, and now Tamanari trying to deal with some pressure. Lost it downfield, and up the sideline it goes, a turnover. Not the way the Cardinals wanted to start this affair, with a pair of turnovers, one on the defensive end, one on the offensive end. As Andrew Lentz crosses midfield, now goes behind the net, and that's a goal there for Ty Funderburk, a junior attacker from California, as the Blue Jays open up the scoring. It's now 1-0. Colonel defense a little lax near the net, and that one comes back to haunt them.
Elmhurst goal by number 11, Ty Funderburk.
A number of these Elmhurst Blue Jays coming from the same town in California. In fact, 3 of them, and none of them appear to be related. Mac Hardin, Ty Funderburk, and Trent Nyberg, all starters listed in this game today from Carlsbad, California. I'm not sure if you're from California why you would opt to come to Elmhurst, Illinois to play lacrosse in the spring. Quite cold as Tommy Huizinga ties the game. And a little isolation play makes it a 1-1 contest. Who needs to pass when you can do things like that? Izinga with a strong season, and certainly boosting that here. He's a junior, will be back next year. Five seniors being honored today. It is senior day here at North Central. Danny Boyle has been injured all season long, but he's suited up, was honored before the game, and there's a quick goal for the Blue Jays. Wasting no time in getting that one back. Elmhurst racing right down and scoring.
Number 12, Carter Meyer.
That was Carter Meyer from Lake St. Louis, Missouri. 11:49 to go in the first quarter, and it's now 2-1 Elmhurst. So Boyle is one of the five seniors. Noah Perrell starting as well. He's from Naperville. Tanner James was the only sophomore to come into the program as a transfer from Beloit. Brandon Pearl, a defenseman, and Dylan Cost rounds out the group of five seniors as the Cardinals now have it on the offensive end, and they're going to try and get something going here. Perrell will come back out onto the field for this offensive possession. Matt Scheinfeld, behind the net it goes. Boyle slips on the play. Cardinals seem to be missing some of that presence that Boyle provides behind the net. So very good in that position, though Jared Weaver has filled in not just admirably, but it's been fantastic. Perrell coming around the bend, gives off, nearly thrown away. Now Tanner James loses it, and it's picked up. Oh, take that back. It's going to be Cardinal ball. Foul on Eric Langston. So the Cardinals still have it, and the possession clock restarts to 80. So James goes behind the net to Boyle. Boyle far side to Weaver, and now swung back up top. Izinga already has scored once in this one. There's a tapper out in front, and the Cardinals with a crease violation, so Elmhurst will take it. Pass to the far side of the field, and now a slingshot that is off target. Yandel gives way to the top. With it is Nate Uhas. Comes around, goes behind the net. Far side now. And that one, I think deflected by Cost. Rolls out of play, and Elmhurst will maintain possession. Uhas goes to the top, swung around. One deke, and now a shot on net. Popped straight up in the air. Tominari trying to chase for it, but it's awarded once again to Elmhurst. .840 to go, first quarter. Zip behind the net, around the horn, and the submarine shot good for Dan O'Connell a senior from Duluth, Minnesota, and Elmhurst has a 3-1 edge. Last time these two teams met, it was the Blue Jays winning by 16-8 score. And now they have a 3-1 edge with 8:29 to go here in the opening quarter. Crystal clear skies. Pretty heavy wind, but plenty of sun. And a nice warm breeze. Perfect conditions today here inside Benedetti Worley Stadium, and fans coming out in droves for Senior Day. Cardinals trying to send their seniors out in style with a win, although they're going to have to come from behind if they hope to do that today. Pass disrupted, and on the ground it goes. Trying to chase it down to Stephen Foe. Elmhurst shoots it back towards play. And the ground ball picked up by Marcus Yandel. Near side now with Hardin. Hardin stops on a dime, now pivots again. Goes behind the net, and Elmhurst just trying to maintain possession and get a clean look, although that pass missed on the far side, and the Cardinals will take over. Long pass finds the stick of Stephen Foe. Cardinals will settle down on the offensive end. Pretty big possession here, especially as far as the first quarter is concerned, considering the Cardinals are down by 2. And you really don't want to go down by 3 this early on. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Cardinals try and dial up Jared Weaver's number, although here's Danny Boyle, and Boyle finds the top right shelf. Boyle scoring on Senior Day. Certainly has to be an emotional moment for him. The crowd gives him a nice round of applause. Weaver on the assist. The Cardinals back to within 1. Face-off won by Meyer, and he comes up the field. Gets it right back. Now behind the net it goes. Hardin near side. Waits for reinforcements, now goes back towards midfield. Bouncer in there, and Kost defends the net. 6:30 to go, first quarter. Ball on the ground, Cardinals trying to battle for it. Back towards the 40-yard line, now near midfield, and it's picked up by Elmhurst, but good pressure by the Cardinals. Now they have to try and scramble back and once again defend their own twine. Near side, good scrum, picked up. Elmhurst with it, Funderbunk, who's already scored once, dancing behind the net, and it's poked out by John Fitzgerald, and Dylan Kost takes it away. Sean Tamanari with it now. Did not anticipate that pass as he goes to Fitzgerald across the field, and now Brandon Pearl with it. Pearl launching far side. Nice pass and completion to Weaver out in front, 2-on-1, in. Cardinals tie this one up. Tanner James makes it a 3-3 game.
Cardinal goal by number 24, Tanner James.
And a timeout taken by Elmhurst, and we'll take one too. It's a good way to start this game. 5:30 to go, first quarter, it's 3-3. Tanner James scoring on senior day, the second senior to do so. Tanner joining Danny Boyle. Those two are the last two to score. The Cardinals on a little 2-0 run to tie this thing up at 3. Kazimir Plonzinski could not win the faceoff, so here comes Elmhurst back on the offensive end. Near side, shot on net, never even got through. The Cardinals with a block, and now Stephen Foe up the field. And the Cardinals now with a chance to take the lead. How quickly momentum can shift. Noah Perro comes out onto the field. Makes a move, coming around. Goes behind the net. That's Jared Weaver. Far side now. James with it, puts it into the back of the net, and the Cardinals lead. Tanner James with 2 straight. Cardinals have scored 3 straight, and it's now a 4-3 game with 4:39 to go in the opening quarter. So the timeout taken by Elmhurst, not effective. Cardinals continue the momentum. Cardinals a 3rd-year program, started by Jay Farrell from the very beginning. Taking on a program in Elmhurst that has a 7th-year head coach in Mark Morrill. In that time going 44-50, but 13-3 last year, including 5-1 in conference play. Behind only Illinois Wesleyan is Koss trying to cover it up, and the net does so. Stephen Foe gets bumped into, but ricochets right off his opponent and keeps going. Ed to Plonzinski, cross field, and that one just too tall for Danny Boyle. Right idea for North Central, just barely missing on the execution. James Beck taking it up the field and pushing it forward. Behind the net it goes, and now near side controlled by Funderbunk. Up top with Freyrich. He gives way to Dan O'Connell, and now everybody seemingly getting a touch on the Elmhurst side. Cardinals have tightened up recently on the defensive end. See if the Blue Jays can find a crevice, and shot goes just wide, deflected by Cost. And the Cardinals awarded possession. Cost wins the foot race, and near side with Pearl pushing that up the field. Out of the stick of Tommy Huizinga now, an odd man rush. Ball loose on the ground, and the Blue Jays can't capitalize on the momentary transition. That one rocketed out of play. 2:47 to go first quarter. Swung around, wide open Freirich, and his shot taken away by Cost. Fitzgerald going across the field and picked off 2-on-1. Elmhurst with a golden opportunity. The pass partially deflected by Fitzgerald and missed. Cardinals with a break there. Still have 2 minutes to defend their own net. Things settled down for the moment. Good defense by Tommy Huizinga, scrapping with Freirich. Almost poked out. Blue Jays getting deep in the possession clock. Nice move put on, shot on net, blocked by Cost. Out in front again, blocked by Cost again. And the Cardinals come away with the ball. Long pass, and that is deflected by Elmhurst, and out of play that goes by Quinn Stokes. So the Cardinals with a chance to go up by 2. There's 40 seconds to go in this first quarter. Up top, and the Cardinals will slow this down with a half a minute to go. Fun first 15 minutes. Huizinga comes racing in now, bouncing back outside, loses it for a moment. 8 on the clock. Peril bouncing it and missing, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. The Cardinals leading 4-3. North Central on a 3-0 run as the second begins. We'll be right back on NCTV 17. Second quarter just ready to begin. And Elmhurst starting off by winning the faceoff. Strong start for North Central. 2 goals for Tanner James, 1 for Danny Boyle, who made it his long-awaited return to the lineup. And now, a near turnover, still loose on the ground. Still loose on the ground, popped up in the air, and finally Elmhurst has it. Controlled by Marcus Yandel. Senior Day here on campus as the North Central Cardinals honoring 5 of its founding members. Inside, the ball jarred loose and out of play it goes, and Elmhurst possessing. Coming around the bend, rejected from putting a shot on net. Now left alone and blocked by Dylan Cost. Across the crease it goes. And a penalty on North Central, a foul I should say. .45 to go, second quarter. Coming around behind the net. Cardinal defense suffocating at this point. Brandon Pearl just demolishing one of the Elmhurst attackers who tried to set a screen. That's what happens when you get in the way of Brandon Pearl, who's 6 foot 220. One of the biggest members of this North Central team. Shot, sneaking past Cost and ties this game up. And flags fly from all directions. The Cardinals will be down a man shortly.
Elmhurst goal by number 14, Cullen Nordman.
Cullen Nordman, the goal scorer from Colorado. Yandel with the assist, ties the game up at 4, and the officials sorting out what transpired on that last sequence. 2 flags immediately flew as Elmhurst forming a half circle around the officials. Cardinals will be down a man, and the official telling the scorer's table on the far side exactly what they discussed in their little meeting. Should be all set. Big news for North Central today, and a pretty remarkable thing. Drewville Patel is no stranger to headlines, no stranger to accomplishments, but perhaps this one takes the cake. Drewville Patel is a All-American, a national champion, and a part of multiple national championship winning track and field teams here at North Central, not to mention track and make that cross country. But he also just recorded the fastest 5,000 meter run in Division III history at the Stanford's Cardinal Classic, running it in a personal best 13:29:52, which breaks the all-time record by a Division III athlete, which was set more than 32 years ago by a fellow North Central player, make that runner, I should say, Dan Meyer. Unbelievable. And congratulations to Drew, who has truly put in the time and the work to get to this level. Excited to see what opportunities away for him after graduation. Certainly not there yet, but he's going to have a fun post-collegiate career in the world of running. A couple of shots missed, and the Cardinals claim it. Foul on North Central, so Elmhurst gets it. Just one final note, and I like this little nugget at the bottom of the article put together by the North Central Sports Information Department. North Central now owns the records in Division III for 3 separate events. Yes, here come the Cardinals on the offensive end. This is track and field, by the way, that I'm speaking about. In addition to the 5,000-meter record that Patel just set, Luke Winder, who is a 7-time national championship winner, has the pole vault record, 18 feet, 4.5 inches, and Jan Cato in the triple jump, 54 feet, 4 and 3/4 inches, which was set in 1993. So we already knew that North Central track and field was good, but, you know, just added evidence. All right, back to lacrosse. 10:45 to go here in the second quarter, and Elmhurst back on the prowl. Meanwhile, the Cardinals back at full strength. Freirich goes near side, nearly thrown away, picked up by Hardin. Hardin goes across the formation. Good defense by NCC. Up top. More great defense by North Central. Pretty suffocating. Hardin loses it, and it's stripped away by Tominari. He'll get it out ahead. And a whistle as North Central will take a timeout. We'll take one too. We'll be right back on NCTV 17 with this one tied at 4. Cardinals with possession, 9:25 to go here in the second quarter. Danny Boyle with it behind the net. Goes over to Tanner James. James, the senior most member of this team, despite the fact that he's one of 5 seniors being honored today on Senior Day. Was the only sophomore to come into the program 3 years ago upon its inception. He was a transfer from Beloit, out in front and just off the stick of Matt Scheinfeld, controlled by Backafin of the Blue Jays, the goalkeeper and net. Elmhurst really wastes no time at getting the ball up the field. .8:35 to go, second quarter. Gorgeous day here on tap in Naperville. Temperatures in the mid-60s, a pretty steady wind. Once again, jarred loose by Tominari. He is absolutely pesky today. And James loses it out in front of the net. Now a scrum to try and win possession. And it's Elmhurst coming out with it. Dumped over the middle, shot on net, off the pipe. Did it ever go in? It did. And Elmhurst reclaims the lead. It's now 5-4.
Elmhurst goal by number 11, Ty Funderburg.
Funderburg scores for a second time this afternoon. Quinn Stokes, the defenseman, gets the assist after coming all the way up the field after the turnover. And with 7:57 to go here in the second quarter, it's Elmhurst up 5-4. Certainly a far cry from last year's game in which the Blue Jays won running away 16-8. Cardinals much more competitive this year, and it has shown across the board. Even that Illinois Wesleyan game, which wound up being a 12-4 final, certainly closer than that indicates. And the battle with Augustana, close yet again. Infraction on the Blue Jays, so we're coming back down the other way. Lots of action going on around the athletic campus today. The men's baseball team hosting Carthage, or at Carthage, I should say. That one tied at 1. They've won 10 straight games, the baseball team has. Going for win number 11 in a row today. Women's golf is also at the University of Wisconsin Whitewater tournament. Softball is at Milliken. As the Cardinals score again, then at this one, a tie. 5-5 now. And Tanner James now has a hat trick. 3 goals in the contest. 7:06 to go in the first half. Tanner James playing very well today. 3 goals for the seniors. Elmhurst gets the opening faceoff. Blitzes down the field. Putting it into the back of the net is Yandel, and wasting no time and getting that lead right back.
Elmhurst goal by number 6, Marcus Yandel. Assisted by number 12, Carter Meyer.
Yandel second in the conference in assists per game with 2.17, just in front of Jared Weaver for the Cardinals, who's number 3 at 2.09. By the way, Mac Harden is the conference's leading goal scorer at just a shade under 4 a game, and he's currently being shut out so far today. So the Cardinals have done a good job at limiting his opportunities, and Sean Tominari certainly one of the main reasons why he has been so disruptive as he has the ball here again. He has been checking and poking the ball loose away from Hardin nonstop. Launching this one downfield. Perro in the vicinity, and a big collision. And no whistle, instead it's out of bounds, and Elmhurst will have it. Frerich fading near side. Goes back up top, 5:44 to go, second quarter. Hardin goes behind the net. Frerich back with it. He launches one extremely high and out of play. That one might up down by Chipotle. I could just say downtown Naperville, but that's the first thing that I recognize going in that direction. I don't know what that says about me, but well. Frerich with it. Falls down, trying to find a man to pass it to the far side, and laying out. And it's going to be Elmhurst ball. Cardinals now with it. 5 minutes flat to go. Stephen Foe met with force by Elmhurst. In a swamp at the 35-yard line. Just a mosh pit of sticks and bodies. And finally, nope, still loose. Now picked up by Hardin. And we can settle down just a tad. That was Eric Langston coming up from the backfield to lay the hit on Stephen Foe. Frerich faced up by the Cardinal Scheinfeld. Now across the field, and that one sneaks through. Hardin on the board for the first time today, makes it a 7-5 game, and maybe I jinxed it. Hardin was being shut out up until that point. And now a timeout taken by North Central, trailing by 2, 4 minutes ago in the second quarter. We'll take a break too. We'll be right back. 3:57 to go until the halftime break, and the Cardinals now trailing by 2. Difficult stretch of play for North Central that has put them down by 2. They've only won 2 of the first 13 faceoffs, which is a trend that can't continue if they want to try and win this game, as Koss comes well out of the net, claims the ball, throws it downfield, and his pass is intercepted by the Blue Jays. And it's going to be Blue Jay ball. Or is it? It's going to be Cardinal ball. That'll be a man advantage for North Central. And Danny Boyle is coming all the way off the field and heading to the locker room, but he's running. He's running to the locker room, so I'm not sure if maybe there's an equipment malfunction or something of the sort. Cardinals down, number 7 at the moment. Huizinga near side, Cardinals need a goal. Plain and simple to break up this run by the Blue Jays. Huizinga out in front, goes over the middle. That is not a wise decision when there's a bevy of Blue Jays in the area, and Cardinals turn it over. Three minutes to go. Blue Jays with it. Passing this one around the horn. Blue Jays very patient right now with the opportunity to go up by 3. Biggest lead has been at 2. Cardinals quickly responded from that point on with a 3-0 run. But to do that here, they need a stop. Behind the net and thrown away. Minute 55 to go, first half of play, and the Cardinals back in business. Yeah, that one off the sideline, Cardinal ball. Whistle will stop play for the moment, and they'll reposition the ball. Minute 28 to go. Weaver has it, trying to use the screen from Scheinfeld. Spins, double team comes, passes over the middle, the shot wide from Noah Perrell, and a flag pops out of the pocket of one of the officials on the near side. Cardinals should have another man advantage here. Minute 16. Wind once again picking up a little bit. So what can the Cardinals do here with a minute and 12 seconds until the half? Shot quick and blocked by the Elmhurst goalkeeper. Weaver can't get it past him. And now he emerges from the net and gets it over near side to Langston. Under a minute to go. Up the field on the near side is Lentz. Harden with it. 34 seconds. Funderbunk comes around. Bouncing one into the corner, and that'll roll out of play. Elmhurst ball. 22.2 seconds. Harden taking it out, coming around the bend, has it poked out. 10 seconds remaining, and thrown away. 6.8 seconds, and that should do it for the half. Cardinals could just launch it down the field, and that they will. And the clock will expire, and that'll be that. Halftime is upon us at Benedetti Worley Stadium. We'll be back for the second half coming up with Elmhurst up by 2, 7-5 the score. We'll be right back. Welcome back for the second half of play on NCTV 17. A very fun, action-packed first half here from inside Benedetti Worley Stadium as Hardin again pickpocketed, in fact loses his stick. And the Cardinals trying to press the ball up the field as Stephen Foe facing pressure and then evades it. Cardinals doing a very good job at causing turnovers in that first half. They didn't have as much success in the face-off category. That will certainly have to improve here in the final 30 minutes. 7-5 the score, Elmhurst with the advantage, and this is a crucial conference game for both teams, in particular for the Cardinals, as that one gets away from Jared Weaver and out of play it goes. Cardinals, after losing a game to Augustana by a heartbreaking total of 9-7 a few nights ago, are now 1-2 in the conference and really need this win today. Meanwhile, Elmhurst is 2-1. Could really use the boost to 3-1 to ensure their spot in the end of season tournament. Minute and a half in, not a shot on net to this point. Some updates from around the North Central sports realm. Cardinal softball team is on the cusp of losing the first game of its doubleheader at Milliken, trailing 2-0 in the top of the 7th inning. The Cardinal baseball team leads Carthage 2-1, going for its 11th consecutive win and a third straight sweep in a CCIW series, as this one's launched downfield, picked up by Weaver, shovels it off, and the Cardinals get into their half-field offense. After a fantastic pitching performance in his last start, Jason Shanner is doing it again today. 3 innings of 1-run ball, 6 strikeouts. My goodness. That team seems to be peaking at the right time. Cardinals would like to peak here in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Trailing by 2, they have a chance to try and whittle that down to 1. James behind the net, shoved in there by the Cardinals, and Jared Weaver, NCC's leading goal scorer, able to wrap that around the goalkeeper, and North Central to within 1. For Weaver, that's his 39th this season, now 62 points, as he continues to lead the conference in points per game at 5.55 entering the game today. And with that one, he now has 4 points, a goal and 3 assists. Tanner James with 3 goals and 1 assist to match him with 4 points in the contest. So it's been those two that have really provided the heavy lifting for North Central. The other 2 goals from Danny Boyle and Tommy Huizinga. Three minutes into this third, Cardinals cutting the lead in half for Elmhurst. It's now just a 1-possession game. Nowhere to go there for Yandel. As the Cardinals take it away, Tamanari up the field. Tamanari shoots it ahead and now backs away, and he'll give way to an offensive player. Cardinals can tie it up just like that. Huizinga to Noah Perrell, gets it back, gives off Scheinfeld. Behind the net to Weaver, moving the ball around, back to Huizinga. Huizinga with an edge, puts it past the goalkeeper, and we're tied at 7. Cardinal faithful loving it, 7-7 now, 10:58 to go in the third. Huizinga putting in his second goal of the game. And we're back to essentially a restart. .58 to go. Third quarter of play, 7-7. Beautiful afternoon here inside Benedetti Worley Stadium. And a fun afternoon for the final home game of the season in men's lacrosse. Cardinals will wrap up with 2 road dates against the University of Dubuque and Carthage. Dubuque is 1-3 in the conference, 5-9 overall, but Carthage is 10-3 overall, 1-1 in the conference. So ideally, you could win both of those. More likely than not, the Cardinals will win one of those and try and challenge Carthage for that second win. Elmhurst trying to retake the lead. That one poked away by John Fitzgerald, disrupting the Elmhurst offense. Blue Jays able to recover. Out in front, and the shot skips near side and out of play. Shot again wide and rolls out of play again. So Blue Jays will continue to have possession. And the shot clock will expire. Long pass will find the stick of a Blue Jay. And up the field they come. Blocked by Costin, up the field it goes. .856 in the third. 7-7 the score. Huizinga controls. Behind the net, now out in front, Scheinfeld has an edge, and that's off the stick of the Blue Jays goalkeeper, Bakafin. Shot missed high and wide with 8:21 to go in the third. Out in front and picked up by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald given a good whack or two. Still up the field and keeps it himself. And a timeout taken by North Central to try and restructure. We'll step away. We'll be right back on NCTV 17. Cardinals with possession and a chance to take the lead. 7-7 the score right now, midway through the third quarter. And possession with no apparel at the top to begin. Very sunny afternoon. No need for the lights, they are shut off. Tanner James gets blown up pretty good. The pass, or make that a shot apparently, sneaks across, so the Cardinals will continue to possess. Danny Boyle returning for the first time today after a season-long absence because of injury. And actually, this is going to be a Blue Jay possession. They're going to say that was a pass and not a shot, which is kind of what I thought. And a penalty marker comes out onto the field, so the Cardinals will be shorthanded in a moment. Elmhurst with it, swapping in additional players on the offensive end. Shot good. Long range missile for Cullen Nordman, and he gets it to go.
Elmhurst goal by number 14, Colin Nordman.
Nordman able to shake free, create some space, and unleash an absolute rocket. And it's now 8-7, Elmhurst with the lead, 6:55 to go third. Cardinals still have only won 2 face-offs today, 2 of 17. That penalty is also the Cardinals' second, matching Elmhurst's 2. So the Blue Jays have won 16 out of 18 face-offs, and yet only lead by 1 because the Cardinals have been very stingy on the offensive end, make that defensive end. And Cost has been fantastic in net. 13 saves. That is ridiculous. Shot blocked by Cost again. 14 saves for the senior. 64% save percentage is sensational. Huizinga nearly tripped up on the play, but able to haul in the long-range pass. Huizinga getting pressured, and here comes a double team. He'll sprint behind the net. Ball picked off by Elmhurst. They'll get it across midfield. And they'll bump him out of play. James Beck got righted right in front of the Cardinal bench and gets carried out of bounds. Cardinals picking up the intensity a notch. Huizinga got leveled, by the way, in that last play. Had very little help on the offensive end and tried to simply reset the table to the other side and got sandwiched. Scheinfeld behind the net, picked up by Boyle, goes up top to James. James sidewinding shot off the cage, and Cardinals still control. Weaver with it, Weaver up top to Noah Perrell. Perrell has space, bouncing it, and it's off the shot clock, and Boyle will pick it up. Cardinals will reset. James behind the net. Jared Weaver cuts in, waits and now fires, and it's wide again. Boyle will pick it up, and the Cardinals will have a new 80 seconds. Boyle going against the grain up top, and now to Huizinga. Over to Scheinfeld, behind the net, Weaver. Back to Perrell. Perrell gets blown up. And the Blue Jays take it away. Knocked loose. Cardinals sensing blood in the water, but unable to find its prey. And a timeout for Elmhurst. We'll talk it over as well. 8-7 the score. 3:23 to go here in the third. .306 to go, coming out of the timeout. Elmhurst with the ball, and now behind the net, Cost again, suffocating the shot. Cardinals take it away, have numbers. Boyle out in front, puts it on net, and that's wide, and Cardinals will maintain offensive possession. 1:32 to go here in the third. Plonzinski goes behind the net, finds Danny Boyle. Boyle to the far side. Boyle back with it, trying to shift his way through the defense, fading away. The shot wide and a race for it. Cardinals awarded possession. .48 seconds. Cardinals with 19 on the possession clock. Cardinals score to tie the game up at 8.
Cardinal goal by number 7, Danny Boyle. Assisted by number 18, Jared Weaver.
Boyle the goal, Weaver the assist, and it's now an 8-8 game, 38 seconds to go in the third. And taken away by North Central. 24 seconds remaining here in the third. Cost gets it out in front. And the third quarter will come to a close. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter on NCTV 17, 8-8 the score. Fourth quarter of play here on NCTV 17 has arrived from Benedetti Worley Stadium, and Elmhurst the first to possess. 8-8 the score, doesn't get much better than this. Let's see what the next 15 minutes have in store. Out in front, shot on goal. Cost, I don't know if he got a piece of that or if it was just wide. has popped back out onto the field. And another shot goes wide. Oh, Cardinals awarded it. Fitzgerald wins the foot race. Long pass over the head of one Cardinal and in and out of the stick of Boyle. He gets it back. Out in front, Weaver, his shot no good, and he gets blown up. And flags fly from every which direction. .53 to go, and the Cardinals have a man advantage and a chance to take the lead. And the pass over the head of Scheinfeld, and the Cardinals turn it over, and the bench is just, well, not happy. That is a missed opportunity Cardinals really should have had. Instead, it's Elmhurst with it on the offensive end. Frerich coming near side. He gives way. O'Connell with it. Out in front, just missed. Man, O'Connell had one from point blank. That's tough. Off the post, and a flag flies. And will the Cardinals now be down a man? .24 as the officials send a Cardinal to the bench. That's Huizinga. Cost snags it. Or did he? No, he did not. It was off the post. Second chance at it again. Blocked by the Cardinals and out of play. Some fantastic defense. And back of the net, Hardin finds, and it's a 9-8 lead for Elmhurst. Second goal for number 2. The conference's leading goal getter came in averaging just a shade under 4 per game and now has half of that. 11:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Cardinals now trail by 1. Out in front, winding up, shot missed wide. Elmhurst will continue to possess. Faceoffs continue to strongly favor the Blue Jays. 19 of 21. Cardinals just 2 out of the 21. Shot pops straight up in the air, trying to claim it, and Koss comes away with it. Ball still loose and now taken by the Blue Jays. Oh boy, here comes another rush on net, and that shot goes wide. Fourth quarter, 10:37 to go. Big game, big game between these two teams. Elmhurst 2-1, Cardinals 1-2. O'Connell backs it out. Freyrich coming around, has it poked out by Stephen Foe. Foe racing upfield, gets past midfield, continues on trucking, gets it near side James, pops it down low, cannot connect on the pass, and it's taken away. Ball popped loose, but it's hardened up with it. Man, the Cardinals have made some mistakes in some pretty crucial times. Big bouncer, and Koss again blocks it. .9:15 to go. 1 goal game in favor of the Blue Jays. Koss with 23 saves. A staggering total for a single game, but he can't save that one. Yandel finds the back of the net for a second time. And Elmhurst now leads 10-8.
Elmhurst goal by number 6, Marcus Yandel. Assisted by number 15, Nate Uhas.
Uhas on the assist. And things looking a little bit more dire now for the Cardinals, who don't just need this face-off victory, but they need a goal, and quickly. With his effort today, Dylan Koss has now reset his own record with 23 saves. His prior high was 19 in March of last year against Sewanee. A lot has been asked of number 43 today, and he has risen to the occasion. Unfortunately, it's just very difficult to keep a team out of the back of the net when you have 50 shots against you, 33 of which have come on net. Elmhurst has doubled up the shot total for the Cardinals, 50-25. Even a wider discrepancy on shots on goal. 33-15. And Elmhurst scores again. Yandel for a third time. And just like that, this game is a 3-point affair.
Elmhurst goal by number 6, Marcus Yandel.
8:08 to go in the fourth, and Jay Farrell trying to right the ship before it crashes here in the final 8:08. Face-offs are just killer for the Cardinals today. A master at them. Carter Meyer has been fantastic. (21 of 22) Meyer is. Has only missed one. Shot on goal, off the side of the cage. Weaver has it, and he has it taken away. And a whistle will give the Cardinals possession. (11 to 8) with under 8 to play. Seems like the Cardinals have not been on the offensive end very much in the last, well, here in the fourth quarter. Huizinga with it, spins away from trouble. Now gives off to Jared Weaver. Danny Boyle sits behind the net. Tanner James rattles the cage, and it's good. Perhaps some life for the Cardinals.
Cardinal goal by number 24, Tanner James.
James now with 4 in the contest is doing the heavy lifting, him and Jared Weaver. 5 points for Tanner, 4 for Jared, and the Cardinals now trail by 2, 6:50 to go here in the fourth. Taken away by the Cardinals, so here they come. They can pull to within 1. Lofted ahead to Scheinfeld. Ball jarred loose. Cardinals with it. Huizinga tiptoeing the sideline. Up the field he comes. And a timeout taken. North Central wants to mull it over. Big possession here. 6:16 to go. We'll be back in the fourth quarter. Cardinals with a chance to pull to within one here. 6 minutes flat to go here in the fourth quarter. Boyle with it behind the net. Now Weaver. And did that go in? Did that actually go in? Ball goes in the net. Cardinals waiting for a call. And the goal is good. Jared Weaver puts it in from an almost impossible angle. And suddenly the Cardinals are trailing by just one. 5:42 to play, and it's a one-possession game. 11-10. My goodness, what a goal. Battle for the face-off here. Rolls to the far side and picked up by Elmhurst. Trent Nyberg plucks it off the turf. He has it hit out of his stick. No whistle on the far side, and out of bounds it goes. So the Cardinals now have the chance to tie. Noah Perrell picks it up. Gets obliterated off the sideline, and it's going to be Elmhurst ball. Lentz sends it in. Long pass upfield. New goalie in net, by the way. Harry Meredith has taken over in between the pipes for Elmhurst. Dylan Koss continuing to stand tall for the Cardinals. For good reason, he has stopped 23 shots. Cardinals would be down more than just one if he wasn't as superb as he has been. Cardinals take it away. Up the field comes Stephen Dale. Puts it on net, ties the game at 11. Oh my goodness. 4:27 to go and we're all tied up. Unreal. Cardinals trailed by 3, 11-8, and they're on a 3-0 run. 4:27 to go in this game, and it's a renewed start. Feels like we're back at 0-0. And a foul on Elmhurst. So the Cardinals will take over from inside midfield. Scheinfeld behind the net, Boyle. Boyle twisting around. Gives off. Weaver coming across the screen from James. James slips and misses just wide, and the goalkeeper able to get the reach. Harry Meredith claims possession for Elmhurst. Good effort there by Boyle, though. Lentz gives way to Funderbunk. Out in front. That one, I don't even know if it got through, but Stephen Dale comes, oh no, he got pickpocketed. 2:29 to go. Fourth quarter, 11-11. Crucial game for both teams. Cardinals want to even their conference record at 2-2. Elmhurst wants to improve to 3-1. Shot, sneaks past Koss, and Hardin gives Elmhurst the lead. Big-time players do big-time things in big-time moments. And now the Blue Jays lead by 1. 2:15 to play. Cardinals still fighting for the loose ball. Picking it up, Sean Tamanari. Unloads a shot, picked off by Meredith. Man, he wound up for that one. Could have tied the game at 12. Instead, now it's the Blue Jays who can take this down to under a minute. Again, Blue Jays beat the Cardinals last year 16-8. It is a 12-11 game, and it was just tied a few minutes ago. The difference, talent-wise, between these two teams is almost negligible. .107 to play, 25 on the possession clock. And now there's just a minute. Move to the net. Freyrich goes outside to Hardin. Hardin gave them the lead a few minutes ago. And then gives them a 2-goal lead, and that might just do it. Flag flied at the last moment. The goal should count. And Elmhurst is up by 2. Disappointing effort in the waning moments of this one. Shades of the Augustana game just 3 nights ago. Cardinals grinded all the way down to the final bitter end, only to come up just short. Tough break. 49 seconds remaining. Some Cardinal fans still have hope. With 49 ticks remaining, they'll need a minor miracle. First, they need a face-off win. And they get that. Harrell racing up the field. Goes behind him, Danny Boyle. Shot stopped by Meredith. 32 seconds left. And this one is over. There's 20 seconds remaining, but certainly not enough time for the Cardinals to score twice. But what a game this was. As Huizinga claims it, he'll race up the field. On senior day, the only thing more you could ask for is a win for the Cardinals. Unfortunately, they won't get that, but they will get a thrilling game. The seniors certainly showing the resilience, but they fall to Elmhurst by a 13-11 score. Great game offensively. Danny Boyle in his return, 2 goals. Tommy Huizinga with a couple of goals. Jared Weaver with 2 and 4 assists. Tanner James with 4 goals and an assist. And then Stephen Dale, with the Cardinals trailing 11-10, comes all the way up the field out of the defenseman position and scores the game-tying goal. But in the end, the Cardinals drop this one 13-11. Want to thank you for tuning in to the broadcast, not just today, but across the season. It was a lot of fun to bring you Cardinal Lacrosse this year. The women's team still has more home games on the schedule in the conference portion of their season, as we'll bring you those live here on NCTV 17. Beautiful day. Hope you enjoyed this one. The outcome, obviously not what Cardinal fans wanted, but a thriller. And we will say goodbye. I'm Kevin Jackman saying so long. We'll see you next time on NCTV 17.